Hi, everybody, and welcome to our show. We're back, and today I have what a wonderful guest for you today. What beautiful sound, and just a guitar individual. I don't want to classify him in one certain suit because we already heard of people, the guitar man, the this, that. But this was, we just have somebody that's just so creative. And I want to welcome you and thank you. You give everybody your name, so I want them to make sure that they have it right.
It's Asim Barnes.
Mr. Barnes, tell me about your life so far. I know that you're young, but just tell me, how long have you been involved with sweet and beautiful music like you played for us a little earlier?
Virtually my whole life. I mean, you know, my father was a trumpet player, and I got to meet a lot of jazz greats in particular, but, you know, just greats in the industry. But I'd be just, you know, a little thing in my little walker right next to the stage, you know, reaching for his trumpet or reaching for, you know, the guitarist's guitar. So just from day one, it was the lit a spark in me.
All right. So there, from what I'm hearing, you also had backgrounds of other instruments too as well.
Correct.
Yeah, which is just awesome, you know. So, and out of all the music, I know that there's so many different types of music out, especially now, and especially since we've been able to really cross the globe. What do you consider your specialty? So,
I'm really a rocker at heart.
Okay.
Anyone knows, you know, when I throw some overdrive on and start going in, they're like, oh, that's Asim, yo, that's Asim.
That's Asim. Okay.
But I couldn't just do one thing. That's my go-to thing. But I mean, growing up with my dad on the jazz end, and then my family's Caribbean, so it literally, like, maybe, you know, I play a jazz gig at a hotel, and then that night we'd be going to a soca reggae party, and then the weekends would be like punk rock or heavy metal in Brooklyn. So just a whole different array. And then, you know, could be Middle Eastern music, Irish music.
Yeah. Yeah. So you're versatile and love all music, so do I. So tell me, I know that it's at a young age, but when did you realize that you could create your own songs and write your, you know, all of these things? Because, you know, some people just do just one little part of it, but you're able to create everything, like you know, and that's amazing. You know,
Thank you.
You don't have too many people that can do that. Of course, we have people that are doing it and just do it from their heart. So tell me what's in your heart. Tell me how your heart creates these songs that you come up with in there.
Well, you know, the usual ups and downs in life, and just different experiences. I mean, new life is because a lot has changed. I mean, a lot of loss of people in the industry, whether it's they're physically, you know, they've passed away, or family, but also new beginnings. There are a lot of things that I thought were a mistake, and it led to better things just because I encountered that situation, those people or those musicians. You know, I say, oh, they screwed me with this gig, or, you know, it fell through the cracks, but it led me to bigger and better things.
Right, because somebody out there was out there watching you and hearing you, and it counted.
It's true.
So no effort is wasted.
Oh, yes. And I mean, I love, you know, being able to bond with my friends and throw it out in the mosh pit, but, you know, any time I can reach someone. I mean, I did a praise and worship service, a big church.
Okay.
And I'm not gonna lie, my knees were shaking, and they had the whole band had to leave, and I held it down. And after that, the whole service, everyone was saying, you know, bless you, brother, for, you know, ministering while you preach. And I said, wow, you know, I was just doing what I had to do, but the fact that I touched people was, you know, was cool.
Which is amazing. So, okay, that sounds great. So, in that ministry type thing, do you ever actually make up, you know, any spiritual songs? Have you created any yet that would sing along with the church, or something that would be, you know, if you ever catchy, or, you know?
I've made spiritual, well, all music is spiritual.
Right,
yeah.
But I mean in that phase that we're talking about, worshiping, church, synagogue, that kind of relationship.
Well, it's really pushed me to, one, you got to be on your P's and Q's, because, you know, the organist gets off the organ and starts to preach, or, you know, the drummer stops drumming, you got to keep the rhythm, so it's made me a better session musician. Go to the studio, I go into a live session, and I don't say, oh, I can't do this because the bass is not here, or the singer's not, you know.
You can improvise.
You improvise.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely, yeah.
So that's what a person that, well, with your experience and the character that you have, just from what you say, that, I mean, you know how the trumpet should be sound, you know how the bass should be going, you know what the drummer should be, you know, and you can actually orchestrate everybody else to keep everybody else in tune, so that the music can be so beautiful and can be so understood and so accepted, which is, you know, that is a job in itself too. I said that you are a jack of many things.
Yes.
This industry is great. And tell me, Do you feel better just being at just real time, just playing out there, or do you love going into the studio, or it doesn't matter, just as long as you can play?
As long as I can play, I'm mainly a live, rock and roll guy. But
Okay.
as long as I can play, whether it's I teach children part time and as well as gigging in studio. But as long as I could play, as long as I could reach someone, and to challenge myself in situations. A lot of times it was like, just do what you got to do to get the check, which is this is a business and everything.
Yeah.
But I come through everything I do. I love those gigs when someone gets off and I say, okay, now I got to challenge myself and kind of be the keyboard player / bass player / guitarist. It's great being here because I love the live electric guitar sound, but a nice intimate acoustic setting, which puts your mind and your soul in a different place, because a lot of songs that are not going to sound the same, electric and rock, or vice versa. You start on acoustic
Yeah,
or make
exactly.
it, so it puts you in a different space. It opens
Right.
up new doors.
Exactly. Name a couple of your favorite guitar artists that come to your mind that inspired you to really appreciate the guitar, the acoustic guitar. Was that Ronnie Jordan or who?
Oh,
who's
definitely
that?
Ronnie Jordan.
Yeah.
I mean,
He is amazing.
Oh, he's a beast. I mean, he's I think I love about the contemporary straight ahead
Yeah.
that type of jazz style is it's. I love a lot of jazz, but it can be a little too out there sometimes for me.
Yeah.
So it's sophisticated, but it's still R&B.
Yeah.
It's got they take influences from house and dance music, and so it's a nice blend. You can kind of get off as a musician, but still have it be on a level that's not too abstract.
Right.
Definitely Ronnie Jordan. Ronnie Drayton is
Yeah.
another one. One of the guys that taught me how to play rhythm and lead, make the notes kind of snap and bounce.
Yeah.
Play with Nona Hendrix, LaBelle, James D. Train Williams out of Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Living Color, Vernon Reed. I mean, he's a jack of many trades. You can shred in any style, whether it's country, jazz, rock, rock funk, and a great rhythm player. Not a lot of people, the rhythm really holding it down. Hendrix, of course,
Yeah.
Jimi Hendrix.
Hendrix, okay. They don't listen. Man, I get some. I mean, you certainly have that capability, but I don't know if people are really in deep like that, because now we have so much with created music that's not really, that you don't even have to hear the instruments, that you can just get, you know what I mean? You can just jump, I mean,
just press a button
yeah,
or synthesize.
Yeah. And I could
samples,
send you on the synthesizer, or I could put you at really good Gorg or really good keyboard where you could create all of these sounds too, and create them 5 and 6 things at a time going together. So I don't know if you, as a musician, does that take away? Do you feel that takes away from the craft that you have, that you're gifted with, or?
It's tougher for institutions to make money as a for live bands versus DJs, or have someone who just put their iPod and that could be the band. It makes it tougher. But I like the challenge. I like the challenge because a lot of times we'll play with hip hop artists. I mean, I'm from Mount Vernon.
Okay.
So unless you're in the church, you're really pretty much rapping, or singing R&B, which is great. But it makes me adapt because, one, I have the kind of ear I can pick up anything. I'm open to anything. I'm not the guy's only one genre, one dimension.
Right.
And I like the challenge of when they're like, okay, we want a guitarist for live, but we still want you to play kind of like a DJ, make your riffs, make your notes sound like a sample machine. So I'm like, that makes me creative. Like, all right, what do I have to make that sound on the guitar to make it sound like a DJ but still a guitar,
Right.
And
so particularly when you have a special group of a formal wedding or a wedding of family and friends, so you know that you want to hear some of your cultural tones with that beat, maybe a little Bob Marley, or a little, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
And be able to do that, and then in the next jump, to something a little deeper where people could just be all cuddled up and close to, just rocking with each other. So it's like a DJ in its own end too.
Yeah.
DJ slash musician slash, you know what I mean?
It's not mutually exclusive.
Right.
People try to think of these things: DJ, hip hop, rock, guitar and drums, and it's not as separate as people make it out to be. Because especially for acoustic guitar, I mean, my rhythm got even stronger. A lot of people like, yeah, like Funkadelic, Cameo, you know, those kind of fun groups playing the 80s dance groups. But a lot of my rhythm with the acoustic, just me and just stomping my feet or just strumming, you know, you can feel it internally on acoustic guitar. So.
You feel it and you create it. And you know how it's going to sound before even you deliver it.
Oh,
so that's something that's really deep. That's like, you know, when you throw anything into the ocean and you know how that pluck is going to be. So I know it's a part of imagination, and it's also something that's deep inside, like a substance, you know, something that just comes from your human being, your inner, you know what I mean? That's created just the way, just turked and perked, just the way you like it.
Oh yeah, I mean music,
You know?
a lot of people think it's just background noise, and it's vibrations in people's souls. And, you know, Santana said something great, you know, after all the flashy stuff and, you know, wearing all the suits and going on stage, he said, you know, this is healing music. That's why we're staying up here so long. It's fun to jam, but, you know, we want to really open someone's soul. Like, it's like food, you know, you can give it to someone, but it won't taste good because it's from, he said, this music is from the hearts and minds of people who think about what they do before they give it to you. Like food, it's like food or like healing, you know, and
we actually need it to survive. It's something that I would say that's just as deep and something that we must have daily, just like our food and our drink.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? I mean, it's just a part of it. And now with social media and everything else out there, it's like before we had to take extra effort and extra energy to go purchase this person's album, you know, go get it, you know. But now it's just a flip of a phone or a computer or everything else that we can just hear everything new that's coming out. Then we can oppose that, we can set it up and have that in our phones, and we can create that in our house, and we could talk to our mechanisms in the house to tell us to play what we want to have when we get up in the morning.
True.
So, I mean, in your case, it's being great as a creative when you're playing or something like that, and the night left out. You can say, Alexa or so forth, or so, play back what I was working on last night before I was so tired and went to sleep. I want to pick up exactly right there on that point. And being creative and having your guitar or your other instruments, you're right to the point. You don't have to be in the studio now. Okay. You know, so that's great. You can do that with your phone. I mean, now I'm not sure about the quality of it, but I'm sure that it's working around. And you know, we don't even really have enough time to go into the depth, but your songs were beautiful. You got to tell us just a little bit. We're going to have you come back and maybe do something around the holiday. We do a holiday thing where you could do a couple of more songs. We would love to have you. And we can cheer the world up with the holiday spirit. I know that you will work on something probably once you get home and create something.
Yeah. Well, I always get right there. I already got the Santa hat pretty much, so.
Yeah, that's it. But now, you got to let the people know, how can they reach you? How can they hear some more stuff?
Well, that is, I do have business cards, but to read the card.
Okay.
That's Asim, B.A.R.N.E.S. You can find me on Instagram. You can find me on YouTube. I got my own channel. Facebook, you know, another means. And my Instagram is GEETAR, guitar, MAN, guitarman77. Instagram, my channel's on there. You'll find all different sorts of material and situations.
All right.
Live in studio.
I hope you guys listen to that. And I'm going to tell you, we're going to have Mr. Barnes back. We just have to, because I know that you feel like, just like me, that he just gave us a couple of crumbs, and we really need a whole meal. So we have to bring him back with that type of excitement. But in the meantime, go on and listen to him. And he's just amazing. And we're deeply honored to have him. I know you appreciated it. I am just overwhelmed with it. So we're going to see you the next time. And one thing that we both want you to know, get out there and vote.
Yes.
Vote. Vote so we can have democracy and that we can have good music coming from different sources.
Yes.
And people like Mr. Barnes could be on TV and commercials and everything. Let's do that. let's do that. We need that kind of love and support in our lives. Thank you so much.
God bless.
Bless you.
A beautiful day.
Thanks for checking out this interview with Sylvia Gina Hunt and Asim Barnes. And now stay tuned for Asim's guitar solos in the studio. Enjoy.
My name is Asim Barnes. My hometown is Mount Vernon, New York, otherwise known as Money Earning Mount Vernon. This is a little tune called New Life. And this is about new life, new beginnings, new love, called New Life. So a little something like this. It's true. Love and life. You one more time. Stuck to you, stuck to you. Love is true, so true. Love and life. You, I said that I'm going through changes. I think you ought to know. Got something for you, baby. Kiss and tell, show. Secret new life. Secret new life. Let me take you to a place nice and quiet. There ain't no one there to interrupt. Ain't gotta rush, I just wanna take it nice and slow. Usher, baby. In this world, married to the game of my girl. Twists and turns, it's okay, night and day. I'll be sure, money earned my money. Going through the changes, I think you wanna know. Got something for you, baby. Kiss and tell, show one more time. Going through the changes, I think you wanna know. Got something for you, baby. Kiss and tell, show. Get down on it. Take it old school. Get down on it. Get down on it. Get down on it. Yeah. Hello, 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 hello. Come on, let's get down, let's get down. That's a new life. This next piece is a little thing called Watch Out. She might chew you up and spit you out. Not necessarily a bad thing. I'll explain this in a minute. Look it up. Better watch out for love. I said, watch out for love. She will cheat you out. She gives good love, yeah. Sunday, bloody Sunday, and the beat goes on. Yes, it does. Just like my love, everlasting. You could say she is a fast one. Just for all the other gals, second to none. Whoa, you could say she is zesty, so fresh. Oh, I love to taste that flesh, so good. So watch out for love. Watch little something called Cornbread to Cali, maybe to my funky tears. With Parliament Funkadelic, Chili Peppers, Fishbone, Living Color, a little groove rock thing here called Cornbread to Cali. To this funky sound, get the damn feet on the ground. Cornbread to Cali. Cornbread to Cali. Cornbread to Cali. Said, hey sexy lady, love the way you shake wide. Got me going out of my mind. Stop wasting all my precious time. Take this to the end of the line. Cornbread to Cali. Cornbread to Cali.
Thanks for checking out these solos by Hasim Barnes, and now stay tuned for this awesome guitar shred in the house of worship. Enjoy. Thanks for checking out this guitar shred by Hasim Barnes, and now stay tuned for the Fire in the Hole collaboration with John Mulkerin. Enjoy.
Fire in the hole!